Hey, cool. So, and that's going, and technically it says it is 5:59 on my clock, but I know that there's lag. So, I'm kind of anticipating that maybe by the time it says 6 o'clock, this will show up and we will be live. Oh, hey, look, it's doing something over here. You know what? I'm not going to pay too much attention to that because I don't know really what to say. Hi, everybody, and thank you so much for joining me. And I'm early. Wow. Okay, so I didn't time that quite right, but that's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be early. So, welcome to another episode of the Saturday Six. Thank you so much for being here and spending your evening with me, or afternoon, morning, middle of the night, whatever time it is over there, Sarah. Thank you for spending time with me. And overall, it's been a pretty good 2 weeks. So I have some really cool stuff to share with you, and I'm looking forward to it. Except I'm not a professional YouTuber. See, if I was a professional YouTuber, then maybe I wouldn't care as much because, I would have money. I'd be raking in the big bucks. All right, so, shoot, I guess I'll just dive right in. Okay, so, honestly, I don't even remember what order I have these in, so let's find out. Can I just scroll? Will that work? Here we go. Oh, it says photos, and I don't actually, they're on my phone, but I don't think I loaded those. Maybe I did. Maybe we can try that. Fingers crossed. This is the first time I've used photos on the live stream. So we'll see how it goes. So I finished up a series of workshops, which they were focused on how to help students who were dealing with learning loss, which is pretty much all of them. But some random geek out like that. Thanks for spending your time zone, whatever it is, with me. So thank you so much. So the workshop was focused on learning loss in the English for English teachers whose students are dealing with learning loss. But the strategies weren't particular to students who have abruptly gotten behind but would otherwise be on track, whatever that looks like. Essentially, they're strategies that work for struggling learners, which I think is more useful because hopefully this won't happen on a regular basis. Fingers crossed, So I'm picking up thumbtacks because as I was getting set up, I kind of knocked over a little thing that I had of thumbtacks, and they kind of went everywhere. So I'm still looking around, seeing a couple of them here, just sort of on my desk. Sarah, are you saying that Steve is a wizard? Because that's what it sounds like. I'm not sure. I'm not sure he's going to be cool with that. So, let's see. So why did I put this on my good things? I guess I put it there because this is the first time that I've had this workshop since I've started it, and I like the workshop. Unfortunately, it's also the last one, but the pros and cons, there will be others, and it was nice. I had to miss a day of class to go to this workshop, but it was really everybody's jumping on that. It's a little bit of extra work because I have to plan for not being there to teach, and that means I have to write sub-plans, make sure that I have something that students can do without me, make sure that the plans are described in such a way that the sub knows what the heck is going on, even when I don't know who necessarily is going to be there, or if the person who says they're going to be there is actually going to be there. So that's always kind of a little dodgy. But it's nice to have a day away from doing what you usually do. And the other thing is I'm spending this day with other teachers who want to learn about these things. So it's other teachers who are passionate and driven, and you get to spend the day sharing ideas. And that's really cool. And it was also a gorgeous day. and I got to take a lunch out and go up to a real restaurant for lunch and walk around downtown Rome, Georgia. And let's see if I can do this. Fingers crossed. What if I go over here? Will this work? Live stream one. So I don't have those pictures on the computer after all. I have some of the pictures from like that I'm going to show later, but I don't have those particular pictures. Lo siento mucho. I did take some pictures of the area in downtown Rome. It's doing it again. Dang it. Come on, Saturday 6. Do the thing. Wow, now it's jumping all over the place and I can't see anything. Sorry. I want to be able to see the chat, folks. Come on, come here. I'm breathing. I'm sorry. I tried this and I thought it was going to work. And it's a little bit wonky. Okay, now it's working. Okay, I'm breathing. It looked like it wasn't working. Wait, now I'm quiet? Let me go back to OBS. Wait, okay, so now you can hear me. I think I know what happened. When I set up the thing for the photos, so I'm going to have to add that in. When I set up the thing for the photos, I put me in there for the video capture, and I put the pictures in there, and yeah, it's because it's a new scene in OBS, and I was like, I want the pictures in there. And so I'm like, and I got the pictures in there, and I forgot to put my audio in there. So when I go and I show the other set of pictures from what happened today, then I know, and hopefully I'll remember to put the audio in so that you can hear me talking about the pictures that I'm going to show to you. So anyway, I got to go out for lunch, and I got to share ideas with the teachers. I got a Reuben, and I like changed it so it's not like the typical Reuben. It was like the me Reuben, and it was really good. And then they had sweet potato souffle that was one of the sides, and that was what I asked to come with it. And I ordered it when I called from the workshop, and then I went and I picked it up, and then I took it and I went to a park and I ate in the park, and there was a fountain over here, and it was sunny. Oh, it was a beautiful day, and I got to be outside and walk around, and it was just it was wonderful. It was wonderful. And right now I feel pretty good because there was a problem, and I figured out why. I figured out what the problem was. I figured it out by myself. Oh, so that's really lovely. All right, scrolling. Okay, so second, let me see if I can. So this is about a speaker who goes around to schools and talks about what it means to be a man and what masculinity is, and also discussing masculinity in terms of a contrast with femininity. And so it's interesting to see how he's able to, in really a fairly short amount of time, to connect with students and get them to sort of explore these ideas and question them, question sort of the things that they've always assumed, like, guys are guys and guys are manly and girls are girly, or they're supposed to be, and if they're not, that's wrong. But not just that, but also, okay, so what is manly and what should manly be? And, is manly, we often associate courage and strength with masculinity. Okay, but women can be courageous too, and women can be brave, and, guys don't have to ignore their feelings. Like, you can be aware of yourself, and that should be seen as being manly. And so really, exploring that and kind of opening it up. That's what but not necessarily homebody, because sometimes a manly man who does manly men do manly things with other manly men together as a group. But sometimes the manly man has to go off by himself and do manly things solo, because sometimes men are alone or something. I don't know. And Random Geek, that's also that came up on my Twitter feed about, unisex dress codes. Very rarely allow for skirts. And why not? Why is it okay? Why has it become okay for women to wear pants and not for men to wear skirts? Something to think about, definitely. I mean, seriously, the skirt doesn't care. Whoop-de-freaking do. In case anybody is wondering, tea tonight is lovely. Yeah, but I understand. Yes, it's a joke, but at the same time, it's an idea worth exploring. And so I think that's, there's value in questioning these traditions. Not just for the sake of just throwing them out because, they're just a tradition, but understanding that traditions become traditions. They get repeated for reasons, and it's worth exploring those reasons, not just randomly throwing stuff out, but looking at why it was valuable and then reflecting on whether that value still carries over or whether we need to make changes. And of course, as a teacher, this is sort of some of the things that I'm seeing with my students. Some of the coping strategies that they developed throughout the pandemic are essentially trauma responses. They're things that help them cope with trauma. But, as they're moving into a hopefully healthier environment, as they move into healthier environments, those coping strategies are actually less helpful. So, Sarah, I love that. A formal warning about nail polish, and it's okay as long as it's in an appropriately manly color. I love that so much. All right, so reflection among our young people about what gender is and how it functions and why it functions the way it does, as an idea worth being explored, not just, a set of traditions to be rigidly followed or reasons to judge other people. I'm like, yes, that is awesome. Exploring ideas, I'm all for that. Heck yeah, let's do it. So moving on. I got my library card. Here is the key version of it. It looks like this, and then it has my number on the back, and I'm going to keep it out here so you can't steal my library card. I've been volunteering at the downtown Chattanooga library for, months and months at this point, because I had to stop for a while when I broke my leg back in November. And 2 Saturdays ago, I volunteered because it's on the same day that I do these. And then like Monday, I went, wait a minute, I think I've got enough hours. So I checked it and I didn't. I had enough hours, and then I went and I got my card. It's so exciting. And I've already finished a book from there, and it was a digital one. I was able to use their system through Libby, and that was pretty awesome. And okay, let's see here. So I'm going to pull up my pictures, but gonna have to go. Can I go this way? All right, these are in the wrong order. Doot. All right, where's the library start? Let's start here. Open. Why are you, okay. It's not gonna line up quite right, but that's okay. Can I just go forward and back in this? Whoop, nope, it's just this. Oh, why can't I go left and right? Okay, so I'd been able to do that before, and now it won't do it. Okay, I'm kind of stressed about this. Let's do this. Go from here to here. And can I open them all at the same time? Let's find out. I'm going on an adventure, everybody. It didn't work. Open. Can I do open with? I'm breathing. Show more options. Open with is not an option. I'm breathing, and it's not there. There we go. Now there we go. So if I move this over, I should be able to have it cover the same amount of the screen as the other picture, right? Right? Come on. Sorry, you guys, I'm messing with the picture thing and it's not working the way I want it to. Okay, so now if I go back over here to OBS, I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm going to try this. We're going to see how it goes. Okay, so you're not going to hear me for a bit until I put the audio back in. So, pictures. Okay, now I can talk to you, you can hear me, and now I can move OBS out of the way so you can see. I can't tell if it's out of the way. So you can see my pictures. Okay, so this is working. It's working. It's working. I go over here. Okay, so this is outside the library, and you can kind of see through there. It says the public library. Dun dun dun. It's got these chairs. It's so pretty out. The sidewalks are painted. It has something to do with the river. I don't know. So yeah, and it was a beautiful day, and I was actually there volunteering, but this is across the street from the library. We have lots of street art in Chattanooga. And then just so you can kind of see here, I don't know, you see my cursor? You can see here how the sidewalk is painted, and it's got like a nice bright spring green and some teal and some darker turquoise. This is across the street at the TVA Tennessee Valley Authority, which is, I think, the hydroelectric power company. And okay, so this is one of the cool things. This is actually where I check in. Oh, there's a person in that picture. Oopsie, I tried to avoid that. So, there's just all sorts of opportunities at the library. Libraries are awesome. They have a social work student intern, which is just like super cool. And I mean, job training and workshops and things like that. Oops, that's my camera just sort of going bloopy. And then today when I was volunteering, I cleaned some of the older books. So this one I think is the oldest book that I've cleaned. I don't know if you kind of can't see it because the other picture things get in the way. You can kind of see I've got my little white glove there, so you can just about see it. 1811, this one was published in. I think that's the oldest book that I have ever held in my hand. I think. I might have had some older ones at my grandfather's estate sale. And these are the stacks where I work. Quiet and peaceful. I love it. I love it so much. And this was something that messed with my head. Okay, so you can see this is the New England Historical and Genealogical Register. So what I do is I clean off like the tops of the books where they get dusty, and they give me a special oiled cloth so it doesn't just clean off, it doesn't just wipe the dust off. If there's dirt that's kind of been there for a while, it pulls that up, and they work so nicely. But if you look at the tops of the books, volumes 56, 57, 58, and 59, and then 62, they look okay. But something happened with 60 and 61. I don't know why, but those two are just like really, really grubby up on top. And you also notice they also have a different binding. Like, I'm kind of curious, what happened with these particular books? Like the other ones, they are always kept right beside each other. They're a set. So what happened? Why did some of them get grimier than the others? I don't know. I don't think anybody remembers, but I'm very curious. Well, no, not actually very curious. I am mildly curious, let's say. So this is part of the fourth floor makerspace. This is the vinyl sticker and logo area. So they have sheets of vinyl that you can use, and you do have to purchase the vinyl, but everything else is free. You can bring in your design. I'm working on the design for a t-shirt, and I'm pretty excited about it. So, and I came by just to check with them, say, hey, what do I need to do? Can I email it to myself? They said, yes, you can do that. I'm like, okie dokie. So Saturday after next, hopefully I will have a t-shirt to show you. Fingers crossed. Okay, so while I'm doing this, I'm going to pop over here and see if there's complaints in the chat of nothing working. Hang on. Boop. Here we go. Okay, so there you go. That's going to show up again in a little bit. Minimize that. Okay, so apparently everybody's able to hear me, and I can just keep going, because otherwise it would have been really confusing. Okay, and then there's also screen printing. So here are some shirts that have been made here. And then this is, ooh, golly. Man, my phone just doesn't, I thought it took better pictures than this. Maybe it's because it's blown up so much. Or because I was kind of in a rush, you can kind of tell. This is the button maker assembly area. And there's somebody had made this button and left it. There's no back to it. So you can kind of see, that's about the size they are. I have so much fun making buttons. And you can like get a whole bunch of little button things for like $5 and knock those suckers out. It's so much fun. All right. So this, I think, some of that screen printed stuff, I don't know how they got it on the wall. Magic, I guess, IDK. Or maybe, I don't know. That does not look like vinyl. Maybe it's just the angle. Maybe that's vinyl too. So yeah, it's pretty groovy up there. This is on the way off the makerspace, going down the stairs. And there's just art. Why? Just because. Why not? Let's have art. Yay, art. So, and this is information about it. If you want to see that, I guess I'll link to it or something. IDK. So then I went down. This is the teen and youth area. And this is their, kind of hangout spot. And I said on Twitter when I was sharing some of these pictures there, I was like, if the public library when I was younger, like when I was young, had a video game area, maybe I wouldn't suck at video games, because I've literally never owned a console of my own. My husband has owned consoles. I never had one. So I never got good at video games. So then when I was on my own, I didn't buy consoles because I suck at them. I've never... There's like an X and an O and a square and a triangle, I think. Like, people are just like, oh yes, this is this and this is that. And I'm just like, I can't even tell them apart. I know like the names of some of them, but it's stressful for me just thinking about it. So yeah, this is the second floor, and they have a button maker there. I don't think they have to pay for theirs, but that's okay. It's okay. I'm not salty about that. And these are the teen stacks, and they have, there's art and stuff that gets hung up. I think they made those in a workshop, because when we go downstairs, you'll see I'm coming down the stairs there. Here we are. This is the main floor of the library, and they have hung up the silk paintings. And we did watercolor on silks, and it was really pretty. Those were done in a workshop with an artist in residence. And this is the one that I did with my mommy and daddy. And you can kind of see, like if I point to it on my screen, I'm not actually pointing to it, but you can kind of see our names down there at the bottom. And so we did a workshop together, and we painted on silk. And it was really cool. Oops, I was moving. So this is the main stacks, as well as some book displays and some benches and comfy seating. And then you can see the computers over there. It's just a really, really cool and fun place. All right, so I'm sorry, I don't know how to do this more easily, but I'm going to go back to OBS and move it over here. And then I'm going to go back to my general live stream, which says, yes, that I'm done talking about my library card and the wonderful things at the Chattanooga Library. Maybe a week after. This is the first. Yeah! I already. Barring catastrophe, I already have an idea for next live stream. So I'll try to remember to take pictures of that so that I can share them with you. And Steve, I hope you don't mind too much. I might say, hey, how do I switch between these things and pull OBS out so it doesn't look quite so wonky. All right. So I'll talk about the other library next time, because it's pretty awesome too. And it's my local one. Okay, so another thing that was really cool was an article that I found about that when residents of an area get to know their local police officers, it decreases crime. Like when they know things about the police officers. And because there are different theories for why this is the case. But effectively, it's like if you let the residents know, if they see their officers as people, like if they get not just meeting the police officers, but knowing things about them, because it also worked if they were just told things about them, crime rates dropped. And so my thought about this was, this is a way of building community. And I would be really curious to look into to what extent the reverse is also true, when police officers are provided with not just demographic information, but like the likes and dislikes, favorite foods, important memories, things that they've shared with their families, for the citizens and the residents of areas that they are policing. What happens to the crime rates? Because I feel like some of it is not just, it seems like it shouldn't just be one-sided, like there is a reaction to the way that communities are policed. Communities respond to that. The people in those communities respond to what they perceive coming from the officers. And likewise, the officers are likely to respond. I mean, because they're people too. They're likely to respond to the way they think of the people in these communities. So if these groups can learn to humanize each other, it's going to help to build those relationships. So I'm really looking forward to finding out more about that. But the idea of policing not being punitive, honestly, I think it benefits everybody. And so we're starting to see more and more research on this. My biggest concern is whether or not it's going to make a difference, because I know there's been some work done on this already. And in the United States of America, we tend to have a very punitive mindset. And sometimes it's hard for people and communities to get past that. So we shall see. So next, oh, wait, I don't want to add a horizontal guide. I want to scroll. Keep going. There we go. Okay, so this was interesting. I think they're all interesting, otherwise I wouldn't share them. People's response to the pandemic, whether they are masking or not, the extent to which they're social distancing or not, and those sorts of things, whether they're vaccinated or not, has more to do with how serious they believe the pandemic is for the general population. Like, people tend to, one of the things in this article, which I'm going to link these articles down there in the description. They're not there yet because I'm not done. Getting close though. So, people's response to it, they tend to underestimate their own risk. They think they're safer than most people in their age group, when like the average person is not more or less safe. The average person is just as safe as like the average of the age group. Like that's, that is your risk factor. So that was a little bit concerning and, weird, but I guess that, people are overconfident, I guess, is sort of what it's going at. But if the people who tended to see the pandemic as being a problem for others were more likely to get vaccinated, wear a mask, socially distance, and those sorts of things, which shows that Random Geek, I don't say this often, so, enjoy it. You might be right. Maybe people aren't assholes. Because there's a clear correlation between the extent that people see the pandemic as a problem for other people and the precautions that they take. It's not about themselves. It's about what they see as helpful for others. That's pretty cool. I liked that. That made me feel a little better about how people are behaving. So the people who aren't masking are doing so because, the information that they've gotten, the people that they choose to trust, have made them think that this isn't really all that bad for everybody else. So take that for what it's worth. And I think that's consistent with what I'm seeing around me, in that it really hasn't been as bad here in a rural area as it has been in more metropolitan areas, because, I mean, we're kind of socially distanced just by, distance. Like, there aren't as many of us in an area just living. So we're kind of automatically distanced a little bit. So it's easy to think that it's not as serious, because in this area, it has been less serious than it has been in other areas. And this was one that I was nervous about including, because I'm like, okay, so this is something I'm doing today. I'm doing it on the day of. If it actually isn't something that, is really exciting and fun, then I'm going to be disappointed. And so we'll go from there. Okay. So, fingers crossed. So I went to a show at an art gallery today, and the artist was there, which was super cool. And I got to talk to her about her art, and here we go. Shift. And I took some pictures. Oops. Well, there's an extra one in there. That's okay though. So I go click on that, and I'll open them. Just open. So. Alrighty, so now I'm going to switch over on OBS to, fingers crossed, pictures, and then I'm going to move OBS out of the way so that you can see what we're doing. So these are not some of the featured ones, but I'm just going to kind of take you through the gallery. It was nice to just sort of go through. They're all, I can't afford any of them. And the really big ones are like thousands of dollars. But it's neat. A lot of them are by local or regional artists. You can see over in the bottom left, the one that's on the wall there. Left, no, right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Bottom right. The ones with the two yellowy brown things, that's actually a picture of the Tennessee Aquarium painting there. And can I go to the next one? And then, yeah, I took a picture. So they have these little business cards, really, that are just up on the wall. And they're just taped there with like masking tape behind them. So I took a picture of the one that is on the left, and it's kind of cut off there. But I don't know if you can see it on this one. It says the artist's name is Brett Weaver, and the title of the painting is Miserable in Paris. But like, if you look at the painting, it's like a sunny afternoon. People are walking by. There are people having picnics on the grass. Oh, it's so miserable. So I'm curious why he chose that, but it made me smile. This is, I think, a close-up of there's a better close-up of the painting of the Tennessee Aquarium. And so it has some of the park there in front of it. It's got the sign out front, and then I don't want to say famous exactly. I don't know if it's that famous, but the iconic architecture there, the big glass roof that it has. These paintings were just really interesting. They're you can kind of see it's actually made out of words, so they're just interesting and fun. And then, yes, there is a metal dress in the corner, a sculpture. Some more sculptures, some more paintings, and that's actually by the same guy who did I think it's the Tennessee Aquarium one. I think that's another Brett Weaver. So these are by Anna Guzman, and she was the artist who was being featured today. And these were some of her watercolor, or her ink and acrylics. I really like that one on the lower left of the Market Street, the Walnut Street Bridge. But these are all Chattanooga ones. The one above the bridge picture with the river is more of an interpretation, and it's about the choo-choo. So I got a chance to actually talk to her. This is just a quick shot going down the hall, sort of look at the gallery as a whole. This is my husband and daughter, and they were just sort of looking at what's going on, talking about the pictures. I snagged them from the back. This one, this is another, oh gosh, what was his name? The same guy who did the dress. I just thought the little dude with, he's got little overalls on, little red shoes. I thought it was so cute. And he has another piece that he's working on. The gallery owner told me that we don't have yet. And I'm going to see if I can pop in there once she says they've got it and get a picture of that and share it with you guys. That's my dad sort of leaning into the picture. It was so nice to be able to get to spend some time with him and just have some family time. We also, did a little bit of walking. We parked a few blocks away so that we didn't have to worry about, traffic. We parked on a side street and just walked there. Nice sunny. I don't think I got him from the side, but he's got like a little bit of a pot belly. It's super cute. It just looks like he's 2 years old and he's just got his little overalls on. I don't know if you've seen the picture of the little boy and he's got his shirt tucked up and he's just kind of standing there like this. Oh, gosh, this would remind me of that. This is another of Anna Guzman's pictures. This one I really liked. I like the bright colors. The car is going up and down the boulevard there in that sort of central, looks like it might be a church. It's really pretty with the mountains in the background. And they had goodies there. Oh my goodness. You can kind of see in the background. So there were chocolates. These are chocolates. Chocolate truffles. They had the one over on the left. There's another, this is a sea salt caramel truffle. And the one to the left there that's like the black and gold, that one was butter pecan. I think it was bourbon butter pecan. I got one of those too. And then you can kind of see up there, there's like some white. There were some pina colada ones. And they have like this very soft, creamy center, except the sea salt caramel ones, they had a liquid center. And so like you pop in your mouth and take a bite and it just like goes to pieces and like the caramel is all gushy in your mouth. Oh my goodness. It's like this liquid caramel. So good, you guys. So good. So tasty. Just delightful. And then, didn't slow down enough to get a picture of these. So yeah, then they had little tasting things and there was cheese and grapes. And I think the red thing was, unfortunately for me, a bell pepper, not a tomato. I thought it might be a tomato. It's a bell pepper and olives, and they had brie and prosciutto. Oh, and then I think there were little crunchy nut things down at the bottom. What are they called? Corn nuts. They had some corn nuts down at the bottom. And what else? Oh yeah, little teeny weeny little pickles, like not just baby gherkins, but like little baby gherkins. They were just very small and crunchy. And oh gosh, so tasty. And so this was another text painting that was done of Michelle Obama, and the text is from a commencement speech that she gave. So, and then I'm going to go back. I can't make that go away. But yeah, you can actually, when I wake up in a house that was built by slaves and I watch my daughters, 2 beautiful black young women, I just head off to school. So like you can just sort of stare at it and you can see her and read what she was saying. It's just, yeah. It's just great. Here's more. Same artist. The skull one. I think I got a closer one of the skull. And this is, this is based on Poe. So nice. This one is just cool. I love the use of, this is actually dark blue. Although I think it might be black with a dark blue wash. I just really like the text and just the way, oh gosh, look at that. I like playing with fonts. So looking at the way this artist has used text in that way. So it's a prayer to, I think, Amun-Ra was Amun-Ra, it says. Something to thee, Amun-Ra, Lord. I must have gone too close and cut things off. And then jewelry also was featured here. This piece, I just sat there and looked at it. The silver going around it, the pave stones, and then there's something on it. It looks like it might be a heart. Oh, it's just beautiful. I love it. And then I also liked So there's some of the pieces that it was with. Some of them are more traditional. Some are kind of funky. Some of them do like start with traditional, like the bracelet on the right there. I kind of like the bracelet on the left. I don't really wear bracelets because they just like they kind of get in the way, but I like that one. And then I like the lavalier look of the necklace on the left as well. And then these earrings, whew, boy, I just love them. They're so funky. I love that they're not symmetrical, but there's some paralleling in them. They're not completely different, but they're just like a little bit off. Love that. And then they were willing to take some pictures of me with the artist. So we had a lovely, lovely afternoon. So I'm going to put this back up here, and I'm going to go back to my live stream thing. Dun, 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 and that's my Saturday 6. Those are the wonderful things that I have experienced, and I'm also going to pull up the live stream itself and see what's going on in the chat, because I haven't been looking at that because I've been worried about OBS. Wait, cheese is a lost cause in the USA? What? I do. I love food. Oh. Yeah, Sarah, we can't, but, I mean, it's kind of like pizza. Even, like, bad chocolate, chocolate, so, and different people like different things, and I'm becoming, in my, in my old age, I'm becoming more and more comfortable with that. So let's see, can I scroll I can't, cool. Well, there weren't, okay, so Sarah, yeah, I have not mentioned pies because, alas, there were not any pies there. Which is probably a good thing. Because, like, I had several chocolates. Because I had, like, I think I had chocolates. Because I had the pina colada, I had the salted caramel one, and then I had the bourbon pecan one, and then I had the pina colada one, and then I was like, screw it. I'm getting another one of those salted caramel suckers. They're so good. The card mentioned there was another one that I wanted to try. I guess I must not have wanted to that much because I don't remember what it was. But I looked and I couldn't figure out which one it was. Like, I didn't think it was there. So I was like, I'm not going to eat all the chocolate just in hopes of finding this one. So, yeah. Or maybe because this was something that was last night as well as this afternoon. And maybe it was just that, I should have gone last night. They ate all of the other one that I wanted to try. What do you mean cheese is a lost cause in the USA? I don't. Oh, Homebody, the Cadbury USA recipe is different. Well, I shall have to keep that in mind. I haven't yet bought the ones that I've got on my Amazon wish list to try. Oh, and that was something because I was talking about being a teacher, and I was raving about these chocolates, and they purchase them locally, and all their vendors are local. And they said, they're and it's ethically sourced too. Yay! So they said it's I think they said it's Ghanaian chocolate. So they said it's somebody here, and you can get this and share it with your students. And then we all sort of paused for a minute, and she said, or not. I'm like, I don't know if I could share these with the students because they were so good, you guys. It was absolutely crazy good. Well, Random Geek, this was brie. So it's not like, first of all, it's not like the individually wrapped slices, which, granted, they're not cheese in the traditional sense, but there is something incredibly satisfying about like peeling back that top bit. And then I always like fold back that top part of it so that, and then I take off that one little piece of cheese product. I don't know why. That opening that individually wrapped slice is just peeling the plastic part. I like it. I like doing that. And I realize it may not be cheese. Cream cheese technically is, I think, not cheese as well. Okay. It doesn't have to be. I still like it. Sarah, now is it all M&Ms or is it just the ones that have the base? Is it based on the colors? Because I know some of the food dyes that we use are not allowed in Europe. mm. You make your own butter. You make your own butter, homebody? Do you have like, I mean, what do you use for a churn? I'm very curious. Oh gosh. Hi Matthew Thatcher. We're talking about cheese. So, oh boy. Cornish brie is better than French brie. Okay. They're both brie. I like it. It's good. It's tasty. Um yeah, I don't know, Summer and Geek. I think that happens pretty much everywhere. USA is a Bovril free. Well, I will take your word for it. I don't know what Bovril is. Wow. That's a lot, Sarah. Well, Sarah, did you try any of them when you were in California? Because maybe you should have. Oh my gosh. So much better, home buddy. I remember that was one of the things I remembered about gosh, Farmer Boy. I don't know if you've read the Little House books, but holy heck. Farmer Boy is just freaking food porn. It's just food all the time, all food all the time. And I just remember they had a rocking butter churn. You know, they had it was like a little rocking horse. And so they could stand there. I'm trying to remember, did they have the one that you had to push, or did they actually have one that had, there are some butter churns that are on like a rocking chair, so you can rock and it'll churn the butter. But then Laura, poor little Laura, had to do the butter churn with a dash in it. And it's just like, oh golly, that sucks. Type of beef bouillon drink. That's really interesting, because like there's plenty of beef bouillon available, just like not that particular one. Read all of them. Wait. Read all of beef bouillons? Wait. Oh, you have read all of the Little House books. Got it. Okay. I think there's more to it than that. Because like if you go into a store, I mean, what are they going to do? I guarantee you that the salespeople know. I mean, maybe they just don't care. Maybe they're not on commission or something, or so they're like, whatever. But the salespeople know that if you're like, hey, look at this, and you show it to a kid, the kid's maybe like, I want one of those. You know, I'm guessing that maybe you mean in terms of like advertising on television. Like children's programming has stricter regulations, maybe, or just different regulations. IDK. Oh, buddy, me too. Oh, I forget things. I don't cook because I can burn anything. You know, I just forget. It's like, oh crap. You know, I oversteep my tea. I burn boiled eggs, you guys. I think I've said that before. It's shameful. Mm. So yeah, I love going through the cookbook and like reading about the food and thinking about imagining what it tastes like. I don't think I've made a thing out of there though. So, tis what tis. All right. So, I would love it if you would tell me about some of the good things, hopefully wonderful things that have happened to you over the last couple of weeks. Share those in the chat. Thank you, and yeah, heck, leave me some comments. I'm curious about that. Yeah, definitely some problems there, but at the same time, an interesting person. So, before I go any further, I'm going to write down, I'm going to take some pictures at the thing that I'm going to, where's my pen? I had a pen here. I'm going to take some pictures at the thing that I'm going to do next Saturday. So that I have them for the following Saturday. Because if I don't remember to take them next Saturday, then I won't be able to share them with you. Dun, 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 dun. So yeah, Sarah's like working for somebody, doing something, radical bacon, doing something very secret. Dun, 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 dun. So take pics for Saturday 6 at something I'm not telling you about yet. Oh, I'm allowed to see. That's so nice. It's always important to keep your expectations manageable so that hopefully if you are wrong, it's good. And if it sucks, at least you have like, a sense of, self-righteousness because you were correct. I don't know. Well, Random Geek, work the contract, man. And join with your fellow workers and advocate for higher pay. That's best I got, man. Black cover 95. I see you're watching number 3, but I don't know what number 3 is. Are you like catching up on an old one? Not really sure of these. Scroll. Watching number 2. Number 2 what? I'm confused. Scroll. Come on, Black Cover 95. Tell me what the heck you're watching. Oh! You're catching up. Did you get caught up? Oh, Sarah, I'm so glad you enjoyed your time in San Francisco. Did you wear flowers in your hair, as the song says? And I'm also curious. Oh yeah, what did you think of the pub? I mean, obviously you say that the pubs are better there, but on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being like they just nailed it, absolutely perfect, 1 being this is some McDonald's. What are you talking about? How close was the pub in the authentic British pub? How authentic was it? Ah. Yeah, I mean, Random Geek, organizing is work. And if they're already overworked and they don't need to be paid, reasonably, then adding more work so they can be paid reasonably would not actually be to their benefit because they don't need the additional pay and they already have enough work to do. Yeah. I will say I've been in that situation. When I have a summer job at the summer jobs that I like, I don't, oh golly, it's so liberating. I don't need the pay. So like, I don't take crazy hours and I encourage my coworkers to, advocate for themselves, but I've never really pushed for like organizing. Of course, I haven't done that at school either. Yeah, I'm gonna probably wrap this up pretty soon because I can, yeah. Shoot, y'all know I didn't even stick around for the end of the live stream last night because I was sleepy. I went to bed at like 7:30 my time. They weren't remotely British. Nice food, nice people, and very warm and welcoming. Not British at all. I love that, Sarah. Kind of a little on the critical side, but amusing. Random Geek, that depends on how you're planning to do it. Still haven't heard a plan. Aw, that's so nice. Yes. Well, but also, we may not need British pubs, but we're very self-assured, let's say. If other places in the world have British pubs, well then by golly, we can have British pubs too. Entitled. It's American entitlement. So, well, Matthew, I'm very curious what show you're in that opens on Friday. Dun 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 dun. And oh, I'm not plugged in, and I'm at like 5% all of a sudden. What is my plan to end capitalism? Oh, hang on. My plan to end capitalism first involves, please don't kill things, making sure that the computer is plugged in. Okay, so my plan to end capitalism is to, let's see, build communities, use the structures that we have to get healthcare for all, Medicare for all, but Medicare for all would be like a good place to start from for everybody. But then moving beyond just what Medicare offers, because Medicare is pretty limited. No, Steve, that's not like a boss. That's like a oops. What was I doing? I'm getting better at it though. I figured out there was a problem, and I figured out what was causing it. I fixed it. I fixed it myself. You didn't even help me. You didn't have to. I didn't have to ask you. I did it. So yeah, starting by while working on healthcare for everybody. As a teacher, I have the opportunity to, where I'm at, model what progressive and anti-capitalist living looks like, and really about building community. So that's where I'm working toward it. So yeah, healthcare that's free at the point of service, not free, just free at the point of service. Doctors should get paid, nurses should get paid. The people who hospital cafeteria workers, they should get paid, because everybody needs to be paid, because again, still working through capitalism, to work toward where we don't use it anymore. Random geek, that's another thing that I work on personally. Just ending the concept of ownership. There are very few things that should be that need to be owned. Ownership is about access, and everybody should have access to the things that they need, and should be able to work and cooperate to get things that they want. No, not until we get rid of currency, but just ending the concept of ownership. This isn't necessarily my necklace. It is the necklace that I have. It is the necklace that I'm wearing, but that doesn't mean that I have any claim to it. The only claim that I have to it is that it happens to be on my neck, which means no grabbies. But if I set it down, you want it, okay. What do you do? I'm wearing this dress, but so someone else needs it, okie doke. As long as I've got something to wear that keeps me comfortable and, warm and safe, okay, that's good. That's enough. I don't need more than that. Sarah, I'm pretty much with you there. Although I would agree that I think there is a need for things like music, art, and games. But at the same time, I think those could be made freely available. Excuse me. I think those could be made freely available as well. I think that the types of things that people need in additional levels and additional comfort levels, like having more clothes than you need, is not something that's necessary, but it's something that that we can work for, so that you can have clothes that are in different colors, or ones that are soft in different ways. Some of them are silky smooth, and some of them are like fluffy and fuzzy. So there you go. Radical bacon to some extent, but also I think I think we are capable of providing more than that. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know about higher education. I think I'm still thinking about what I think as far as education in a post-capitalist society. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll say something about that on the next stream. In the meantime, it is almost been an hour, and I'm starting to yawn more and more often. So, I'm going to head out and wash the makeup off my face and hang up my earrings and wash my hair and brush my teeth. Oh, that should be something that is not, you get that. That's something. Private property. You know what private property is? It's your toothbrush. You get to own your toothbrush in a post-capitalist society. And on that, good night, everybody. I love you all. Leave me comments. Don't forget to check the description, because I do have some charity links. The charity links is down there. Don't forget, help friends. Helping people is good. Build that community. And I also link to give directly. And actually, I might go over to Steve's page and nick the information on helping the Ukraine and put that on there as well. In just a few minutes, I'll also have links to the articles that I referenced in the live stream so that you can find out more about them if you want to. And I would love for you to leave comments throughout the weeks about things that are going on that are going good for you, or things that you're struggling with. Just let me know. Build that community. That's that, Random Geek. That's what will end capitalism. But you still get to keep your toothbrush. Good night, everybody.